Well, tomorrow the House of Representatives will be asked to grease the skids for the last and worst trade agreement in a 20-year history of job-killing trade agreements. I say last because this is a new concept. It's a living trade agreement. Anybody can access to it in the future. All they have to do is say, we pretend or will pretend to follow the very weak rules of this trade agreement. When the president began the negotiations, China was concerned because he talked about the pivot to Asia confronting China. Now China's saying, hey, we want in. This is great. We know how to game it. We can take away the last year manufacturing. We're not going to let it just go to Japan, who's already in the agreement. And the worst for many reasons. But among them is something called the investor-state dispute resolution process. What's that? It means there will be a special private court set up for corporations to challenge our domestic laws, any and all domestic laws that they find to be trade restrictive. Now, the president came to Oregon and said those of us who are critical of this are making things up. Well, because we said they can repeal our laws. Now, the president danced on the head of a rhetorical pin there, a bit duplicitously. He's right. They can't make us repeal our laws. We can pay to keep them. Yes, you heard that right. We can pay to keep our laws that protect consumers. We can pay to protect our laws that protect the environment or labor or Buy America or anything else. We can keep them if we want to pay for them. Here's 4 examples. Yesterday, the House of Representatives repealed requirements that meat poultry be labeled as the country of origin. American consumers would kind of like to know. We've got enough problems in our own industry here. We'd like to know if this stuff is coming from overseas, from some place where maybe the sanitary conditions aren't quite so good. Well, we lost a trade dispute on that issue. Now, we could keep the law if we wanted to pay billions of dollars, or no, the Republicans rushed to repeal the law. Makes a few giant agribusiness companies happy. Of course, it kind of sticks it to the domestic producers who know they're producing a good product. That's one loss. Brazilian cotton. Now, this is a funny one, sort of. We provide these bizarre subsidies through our farm program, and one of them goes to cotton. We were found to be subsidizing, therefore putting Brazil at a disadvantage. For years, we paid Brazil $147 million a year so we could keep subsidizing our cotton producers. Isn't that great? So, yeah, we kept our law. We just cost us $147 million to subsidize the cotton producers. Last year, we got a settlement out of them. They're going to give us 3 years grace. We gave them a one-time $300 million penalty, and they won't challenge it again until 2018. Now, Mexican trucks, personally involved in this one. They don't have meaningful driver's licenses. They don't have hours of service standards. They don't have drug testing. They don't have alcohol testing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we didn't want them ranging around the United States of America. We passed a bill almost unanimously in the House to prevent that. Mexico went to one of these secret tribunals. They won. And the Obama administration caved under threats of billions of dollars of punitive tariffs against the U.S. to allow those Mexican trucks free and permanent access to the highways of the United States of America. You're right. We can't. You're right, Mr. President. No, you're not right, Mr. President. Actually, you're wrong on that one. One last one, dolphin-safe tuna. Now, we just wanted to say, the Mexicans go out and slaughter dolphins to catch tuna. They cast the nets over the dolphins who swim on top of the tuna. There were some people who thought, well, hey, it'd be good marketing for, StarKist and others if we had dolphin-safe tuna, where people don't slaughter dolphins to get the tuna. Well, Mexico won a trade dispute saying, no, you can't do that. That's trade restrictive. You can pay us not to slaughter dolphins, or we can slaughter dolphins, and you can't label those cans as dolphin-safe tuna. So, yeah, the president's sort of kind of technically right. They can't force us to repeal our laws. They can just blackmail us to repeal our laws in secret tribunals. Now, the ones I mentioned are under a state-to-state dispute resolution. The TPP that this Trade Promotion Authority facilitates allows corporations special standing to go to a special private secret tribunal only available to corporations to challenge our laws. Just think of the mischief in the future. One will certainly be pharmaceuticals. Most certainly, they will challenge the requirement that we negotiate lower drug prices for our veterans and people on Medicaid, and they will win. And the president's right. We won't have to repeal the subsidies for those drugs or the reduced price. We can just pay the pharmaceutical industry tens of billions of dollars to keep providing affordable drugs to veterans and seniors. This is a great day for America.
Gentleman's time has expired. Members are reminded to refrain from engaging in personalities toward the President.